Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Splitson91. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for Casper's Haunted Christmas. And I have no idea why the hell they made so many damn Casper movies. I mean, the 1995 film I liked. But here's the thing, when you don't have the budget to do the special effects, don't do the movie. I mean, the fucking title character is a bit special effect onto itself. When you don't have the money to do it, you just look cheap jack horse shit. That's what pretty much... There was the prequel, which... kind of weird as a prequel because there's certain things that don't quite connect as a prequel. So I still don't know how the 1995 film fits into these. Because some stuff is explained and some I'm like, what? But what about this? I mean, I don't know. I don't think they put that much thought into it. There was, I did in the prequel, Spirited Beginning. There was Casper Meets Wendy, which that was the other film he wanted me to review. And there's this one. Now, Haunted Christmas is pretty... It's the one... Because the others are live action mixed in with it. This is all done digital. This is all done with really cheap CG. Like, this is CG that I would say people on YouTube would make, but that's a blasphemy to people who... That's an insult to people who have done this on YouTube. This is just garbage. I mean, think about that. It's 2000 CG. This is the era where you had The Mummy Returns with the CGI rock as the Scorpion King at the end. And if a big budget film has that stuff that doesn't hold up, how do you think a direct-to-video, all-digital movie is? And it made me go, why don't you just do this as a cartoon? That's kind of my thought process. Why don't you just make this a fucking cartoon? If you just made this an animated movie, then it honestly would look better aesthetic-wise. It would look better as just a cartoon animated film. Instead, this is just really fucking bad animation. Really fucking awful animation. It's just ridiculous. To me, ridiculous. So the ghostly trio, you have Stretch, you have Fatso, you have Stinky. They steer people to a drive-in movie theater. The jokes are Fatso's eating popcorn with butter, but then Stinky goes, well, I made that myself, it's not exactly butter. I'm like, well, what is it? Did you jerk off in it? Is it jerk-off jizz? I mean, jerk-off jizz. I suppose whatever. Yeah, that's an oxymoron. Jerk-off jizz. I was going to say it was ghost jizz? I guess he means, is it snot? Is that what it is? Snot? For butter? So then Casper, he sees all these people stare, and he says, oh, this never happened to Patrick Swayze. He's referencing Ghost, the 1990 film. Because, I mean, this has been for kids, and all the kids know Ghost. I love Ghost from 1990. But I don't know if a lot... I mean, I guess as a... Well, I was one of those kids that watched R-rated films when I was 10 years old. And Ghost isn't R-rated, but I'm just saying... I watched anything. I just wonder how a number of kids, if they don't know, get that reference. So the theme song is sung by Randy Travis. Casper the Friendly Ghost, you know. And I remember Randy Travis. I didn't mind Randy Travis. I'm not a country music guy, and I never minded Randy Travis. But it's like, man, this guy. Maybe he did this for his kids. I'm like, damn, you're going downtown to do a fucking theme song for a direct-to-video Casper movie. But I mean, if it pays, and it's probably he didn't have to write the lyrics, so I mean, hey, it probably took him 15 minutes to to do. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to get all the dots and T's dotted and crossed. If it takes them that little bit of time and you get a chunk of change, I probably would have done it. So I can't really blame Randy Travis. Really. So pretty much they fucked with this guy Snivel, which I think that was a character Pauly Shore voiced in A Spirited Beginning. It's been a while since I've seen that. And it wasn't good either. And the ghostly trio fucked with him. Stretch, Stinko, Fatso. They blow this whistle. And then this green big ghost, the king of the ghosts, the king of the forest, he comes in and says, "What the fuck you guys doing?" Pretty much. And Casper's... Pretty much, Snivel was there going, "Hey Casper, you haven't scared anyone purposely in a year. People get scared because they see you, but you haven't purposely scared someone. You need to do this by this date, otherwise you go into the dark." Pretty much just a black chasm with nothing else in there. And you three uncles, you three ghostly trio, you don't do it too, because you haven't helped them out. And then they get sent to Chris, Massachusetts. Get it? Chris, K-R-I-S-S. Chris, Mass. Christmas. Do you get it? This is the fucking writing we have here. They go to Chris, Mass. How about University of Suck My Dick movie? How about we go to F.U. You know what? My brain malfunctioned. I can't think of any wise-ass thing to say, man. I really can't. Because I'm too discombobulated, just befuddled by the awful animation. Especially the humans. The humans look like the lip syncing when they're talking is not quite going correctly. And now I'm trying to think, A Spirited Beginning, maybe that was all CG as well. I'm trying to think if that was... Was it all CG as well? I think that was too. Maybe it was only Casper and Wendy that was live action and CG. I honestly can't remember Spirited Beginning. I really can't. I can't remember a fucking thing about that movie other than Pauly Shore voiced. And I reviewed that film, so that shows how much that kept with me. But this is all CG. And then they get there, Casper meets this girl, and this girl is mad that her parents love Christmas so much, and she's annoyed by it. The parents are fucking... They're in some kind of cult, it seems like, because they even took the toilet seat and put a wreath around it. How the fuck do you want to sit your ass on a wreath to take a shit without cutting your ass cheeks up? So maybe they're into that. But literally, no, like the toilet seat literally has like a Christmas wreath on it. Again, how are you supposed to take this shit sitting on that? That shit will scratch your ass more so than if you got poison ivy. So they're either really kinky or really fucked up. Maybe both. And the girl is so fucking stupid, she sees Casper and thinks he's a talking snowman. How many snowmen do you know, little girl, that you could see through? It has no legs. I guess a snowman would have no legs. But it will hover off the ground, and you can see through it. You can see through it. How many fucking snowmen have you seen? I just people say, well, how many snowmen have you seen that are alive? Frosty the Snowman, I couldn't fucking see through him. So the little girl's an idiot. Her parents are addicted to Christmas. The ghostly trio, they're trying to figure out what to do, so they go up for this play as ghosts, and they get told, no, you're not convincing enough. But then the parents are so stupid, they invite the ghostly trio thinking they're special effects. How do you do those special effects? This is how fucking smart the people. And like the dialogue. Like, Stinky has these gadgets. Oh, I got an email. 'Tis the email screamed at him. I gotta go onto the World Weird Web. Still World Wide Web. Oh, I got a time boom. Instead of a time bomb, it's a time boom. Does stuff like this just turn Diz into cretins? Like, you watch this shit and you just fucking mind melts? Does it? I mean, when I was growing up, you'd had films like The Goonies, The Monster Squad, the 1990 Ninja Turtles film. Kids growing up in this era, they're doing Casper's Haunted Christmas. Or Super Babies, or whatever, Super Geniuses, sorry. Super Geniuses. Oh, Baby Geniuses, that's what it is. I think that was the sequel, Super Baby Geniuses. Like, this is the shit. Baby Geniuses and this movie is... What the fuck? Oh, I gotta get something. What the fuck is this shit? So, I mean, it looked awful. It looked terrible. If you want to show your kids Casper, just show them the 1995 film. At least he did actors like Bill Pullman and Christina Ricci. At least he did a couple witty jokes. Like a Ghostbuster, Dan Aykroyd going in and leaving. Like the alternate people that go in have to... I mean, there's some clever jokes. Again, the effects are at least worth a watch. Especially for its time, 1995. The movie has a little bit of heart to it. Especially the finale where he gives up his chance at a second life to give it to Bill Pullman's character. This... Casper sometimes can hold stuff. He can sometimes do stuff. He can sometimes get hit. But then he can't make a snow angel. Why? Why is it that sometimes he can like grab a snowball, or he can be hit by a snowball, or he can hit something to... But then other times oh, I can't make a snow angel. And she's like, well, why can't you make this? Because they make a whole deal of this. Well, why can't you make a snow angel? Because Casper's like, oh, I can't tell I'm a ghost. She thinks I'm a snowman. Okay. I think it's more believable that you're a ghost than a talking snowman. I honestly think people would be... If you're asking people, which do you buy more, a ghost or a talking snowman, I think more people would say ghost. So if she's going to be scared of a ghost, but not talk... If she's not scared of a talking snowman, she's not going to be scared of a fucking ghost. Like, she's a fucking idiot, which we established she is, so maybe that's why he's worried. Why can't you make a snow angel? I don't know. You could do other shit physically. Picks and chooses. Snivel, the Ghostly Trio tell him, oh, there's a Pauly Shore Festival downtown. Snivel leaves. I'm like, a Pauly Shore Festival. I mean, there's maybe 3 movies you'll be in, and then you'll be done. I'll give Encino Man, Son-in-Law, and In the Army now. After that, you're on your own. So the Ghostly Trio want to get Casper to scare someone. He can't, because he's too nice. They're pissed. So, there's this guy in New York called Spooky, who had like a little derby, has freckles and this nose. But if you take that away, he looks like Casper. And Spooky has this little girl, and they're from New York, and they talk like this. No, how do they talk? Like, the girl sounds like Betty Boop. Like that boop boop be doop. And the guy's like, oh my Dorby. I don't know how the fuck you even... Oh, how's it going? I can't even do the accent. I can't. Maybe it's like old time New York. Yeah, maybe. Not the fucking Brooklyn, New York, but the... I can't describe it. And then he tries to steer people. It's not working out. The Ghostly Trio, they decide to steal parents. They do a parody of The Grinch. You get this wannabe Boris Karloff narration. It ends with Casper, Spooky, and the girl making a fake green King of the Ghost to scare them. Then they realize they've been had. But then the real King of the Ghost get there, and they're fucked with him. So he gets pissed at them. And then Casper's like, well, I did steer them, those three. So technically he did steer someone, so he's off the hook. And then all the stuff that the ghostly trio stole, it had these booby traps. If they realize that if King of the Ghost finds it, that what they did, they'll be in deep shit, so they let the traps hit themselves. Spooky and the girlfriend go back to New York. The little human girls, I saw what you did. Yeah, great. Thanks for not helping at all. And Casper goes, Merry Christmas to all and Happy Boo Year. I mean, people are like, well, what about if little kids saw this? But little kids deserve better too. I mean, there's just so many other kids films you could watch. Disney's, from Aladdin, and even the Little Mermaid, and The Lion King, to, again, you go back to the Goonies, the first two live-action Ninja Turtle films. There's plenty of other choices out there. There's plenty of other choices. Again, just to watch the original Casper, again, if you didn't have the budget, don't make sequels. Because, yes, part of it is a visual medium because it's about a fucking ghost. And when that looks awful and cheap and horseshit, it takes a lot of the elements away. And, this is a Christmas direct-to-video film. You have cringeworthy dialogue. You have bad puns. Instead of email. World Weird Web. Happy Boo Year. How about Booyakasha? Booyah my balls. There's not even like, oh wow, that's a recognizable voice, or wow, that's a recognizable cameo, and a superficial level. Honestly, part of me wants to say this is the worst of the movies. I don't know if it'd be this or Spirited Beginning. Casper Meets Wendy is bad, but I would rather watch that than this. Because Casper Meets Wendy at the very... I don't like the film either. I'll get to that next time. But at least I'm like, oh, I could be... Look at all the cameos. Oh, there's Richard Mall. There's Vincent Schiavelli. Oh, shit, that's Shelley Duvall. That's Kathy Moriarty. As superficial as it is, at least I could say that. Even though it's like a cheap, made-for ABC family film. This... even the way the humans look, like, again, the lip syncing is not really right. This looks like it's made from the same company that did effects for stuff like Food Fight and all these other cheapo films. But, yeah. If you like it, to each their own. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.